The big challenge here is how do you take hair that isn't going to be negatively affected by dihydrotestosterone and move it successfully and pattern it and orient it in such a way that it looks natural. The technique now is that we'll remove a strip from the back where the hair will not, again, is healthy hair and will remain healthy, and very carefully remove it to where the margins of the incision comes together without you missing any hair. And then under the microscope, we will cut that graft strip up into units of 1 to 3 hairs as a prepared method of then subsequently putting them in where the hair loss needs to be corrected. The history of hair transplant is interesting, and the initial approach was to take relatively large grafts, meaning a punch of 12 to 15 hairs, maybe even up to 20 hairs, and create a larger recipient site in which to put that clump of hair. And it works. The graft take is reasonable. The problem is what you get in turn is a postage stamp looking cornrow-ish, not a natural looking result. And the donor sites in the back of the head where the hair is being moved from also is a conspicuous absence of hair. So the most significant improvement has been the use of the microscope to dissect the hairs and allow us to harvest using a strip where we can divide those hairs into any number of hairs per graft that we need, down to 1 hair per graft, or use as a common 2 to 3 or 4 hairs per graft, to where we can tailor where we put grafts of various numbers of hairs to what each individual person's need would be. Now, with harvesting that way, we have the ability to tailor a plan for somebody, which includes we want to orient the hair insertion correctly because your hair has a pattern. The hair in front angles down. There's a radial pattern to the direction the hair grows, and we pay a lot of attention to creating the recipient sites to be angled, positioned appropriately to create a natural looking hair pattern.
I've been a hairdresser for the 35 years in Oklahoma City, and I specialize in men and women's hair. And as long as I've been doing hair, I had never been introduced to the transplant business until the last couple of years. And so I decided to have one, and Mr. Love did it. And I really, really enjoyed it. It made my hair thicker, fuller. It made me look younger, and it made me have a little more confidence. I never had any pain. I took the pills as they recommended. I never had any pain. Monday I was back to work. I rested on Sunday. Actually, I tried to, but I got up and worked and did stuff. And I never was down.